It is SEC basketball time, as tomorrow, early in the morning, the Kentucky Wildcats take on the Florida Gators to get rocking and rolling. I'm fired up. Carson's fired up. We talked about this yesterday. We broke down, gave our predictions for the entire SEC. But today, we are going to specifically talk about this matchup with Florida, what Kentucky has to do to win, and our predictions for the ball game. That's the plan for today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, writer at Kentucky Wildcats on SI, joined as always by the one and only Carson Nash. Carson, it's your brother's birthday. Having a lot of family meals, having a good time. How are the vibes at that house, at the Nash household?
Yeah, the vibes are high right now. We just got done eating them alone, so we celebrated early, and we're gonna keep it going after the episode of Wildcats Today.
I'll just call a spade at you. I dropped one of these earlier, and you may or may not have been at Liquor Barn, so I figure it's gonna be a fun night in the Nash household. I was seeing if you were ready to do the podcast, and I'm like, "Where's Carson?" Oh, he's at Liquor Barn. So there you go. He's ashamed.
Getting it rolling on this fun weekend. Getting ready for it.
Heck yes. So, Carson, I wrote an article this morning, and I talked to you about it on the phone. 3 keys to a victory, and obviously there's more, but there are 3 main ones to me. The first key to victory for me, I'll run through all 3, and I want to see what you agree with, what you would add. The 3 keys to victory for me for Kentucky to beat Florida. 1, Lamont Butler has to shut down Walter Clayton Jr. That is number one. Number one, make or break this game. Number 1. Number 2, they are the number 1 rebounding team in college basketball based on rebounds per game. They're always good at rebounding. Them and A&M are always great rebounding teams. Got out rebound them, and that's a big concern for me. We'll break it down. Number 3, I think we got to shoot the 3 ball a lot. You know, we've talked about it. Mark Pope wants us to shoot around 35. I think we're shooting a 27 per average per game on the year. I don't think you're going to win this game down low with Amari Williams, doing spin around layups and stuff. This is a game you're going to win shooting the 3 ball. And then, of course, Ortega and Andrew Carr scoring down low. But, Carson, do you agree with those 3? And then what more do you have to add on top of that for keys for us to win this ball game?
No, yeah, I completely agree with that. I think rebounding is going to be crucial in this game.
Yeah.
I think it reminds me a lot of the A&M game from last year. Just they were so good on the glass, and that's basically how we lost the game. We gave up way too many offensive rebounds. So if a team like Florida is getting second chance points, it's going to be tough for us to win. So you gotta limit that by boxing out, and you can't give up second chance points. I also want to see us turn them over a bunch. I want to see that. I felt like we played pretty good defense against Brown. I want to see that energy translate to the Florida game, and which I think it will, because it's going to be a fun environment on Saturday. But I really want to see that transfer.
The defense is going to be interesting because, it's not just – Florida's not a team – Walter Clayton is a superstar in this league, but they have a lot of good players. This is not a shut him down and win. Obviously, if he goes for 25, you're going to struggle to win this game. Now, maybe in efficient 25 and he's their only scorer, maybe you win that one. But the point is, they have a lot of good players. So it's not just like, okay, well, here's the one important defensive assignment, and then everyone there's a lot to pay attention to. And then rebounding, for me, you got to go into this game knowing that they want to out-rebound you. They want to dominate you on the glass.
Well, that's how they win this game.
Exactly.
That's how they beat us at home, is if they dominate us on the glass. That's in my opinion, that's the only way they win this game. I know they're a really good team, but it's us first SEC game at home. Rupp's going to be crazy. The only way they beat you is if they punk you, and that's by physicality, and that's on the glass.
I just think games like this, hey, they're Florida. We know this over years. We look at the numbers. They like to rebound the ball. He's a coach. Their new coach, Golden, who I really think
Todd Golden's a really good coach.
He pushes rebounding, as does, at A&M. Those are the two schools. If you don't go into these games prepared to be physical and rebound the basketball, you ain't winning. You're just not, unless you make a lot of threes, which we're capable of doing. But I'd rather not have to rely on that. Rebound the ball. Carson, we got out-rebounded by Brown. I mean, seriously. Now, we did a pretty good job of, I think, closing the margin. I mean, heck, at halftime, we were down like 13 rebounds.
It was outrageous. I mean, I felt like they were getting an offensive rebound every other play.
And now I believe we ended up losing the rebound battle in that game by 4 or 5. I don't care if it's 1. I don't care if you tie. You can't. Yeah, we lost the rebounding battle in this game by 6, 35-29. You can't get out rebounded by Brown. And I'm about to pull up. Was it Terrion Prince that said, how does Baylor get out rebounded by Yale?
Yeah.
Well, you go up there and you grab the ball. But that can't happen. That can't ever happen.
Ever.
Let alone against Brown, a team that you are bigger than. You need to be more physical than. That just can't happen. So rebounding. And what I wrote in that article where I talked about rebounding being a big key, Carr, Garrison, Williams, obviously they're dialed in. Guards, go grab some boards. Bray has done a good job at times this year. Jackson's done a good job at times this year. Everyone go get a rebound.
Well, I thought Amari didn't rebound as well as he should have.
He had 2 rebounds. Yeah. I don't want to talk about why. Did I tell you about if he gets 6 more? Amari, was not stoked about 2 rebounds from our 7-footer against Brown.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hey, whatever.
He got horsed. I mean, he was offensive rebounded on like half the plays in the first half. I was upset. I thought he played good defensively other than that, but man.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Can't happen. Cannot happen against Florida. Or you will lose.
We can't reiterate this enough. We lose this game if we lose heavily on the boards. If we lose by 1 or 2, that's a win to me.
Yeah.
If we lose by less than like 3 rebounds, I think that's a win. Mm-hmm. If you lose by like 10 boards and they have 19 second chance points, you're losing this game potentially by a wide margin.
Mm-hmm.
So that is definitely one thing that you have to monitor in this game, and it's going to be a big thing. The other thing for me, Carson, let's get going early.
Yeah, please.
If you play all 18 SEC games behind at halftime, you're going to go 4 and 14. You're not going to win a lot of SEC games if you do what you did against Clemson and Gonzaga and Duke. You're going to lose. You have got to come out firing early, and hopefully a rowdy Rupp Arena crowd will help with that, which Carson will be a part of.
Yeah, I will definitely be a part of. I'll be on the standing committee. So I mean, you're just gonna have to win the game of runs too. Your spurts are gonna have to be better than theirs, and you're gonna have to have kill stops when you need them. So I mean, you'll get the vibe of the game in this one pretty quick as to whether UK is going to get punked or if they're going to win. Because if they're fighting on the glass and we're getting second chance points, I think we're the better team. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that we're the better team. It's that when the physicality gets involved and that they start making it a sloppy, slow game, then that's when it backfires on you. But you'll get the feeling pretty quick. If we're not hitting shots, it's gonna get close real quick.
Yeah, they do turn the ball over 11.1 times per ball game.
That's why I was saying we need to turn them over.
Exactly, which I believe. What are we at on the year? Let's see. We are turning it over 9.4 times per game. Which you ask any Division I coach. Yeah, you ask any Division I coach. Coach Calipari said this in the press conference. You ask any Division I coach
under 10,
turning it over under 10. You're a happy camper. So you'll take that, but turn Florida over, keep them off the glass. You got to know. So are there any players to you, Carson, aside from Walter Clayton Jr., that you're going, okay, watch this kid because he's pretty darn good?
Is it Condon or
Condon is the kid? Yeah.
Condon. Yeah. Is that how you pronounce his last name? That kid's been good. I like his game, and that's the guy that's going to be on Amari. So I think that'll be the matchup. The key matchup there is if Amari wins that matchup, I see no struggles on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think
but do you see that happening?
I don't know. See, that's but in my opinion, I think he can. Like Amari Williams, I think has it in him.
But will he? I agree with you, and I mean it's a rhetorical question. But will he?
Yeah,
and that's what's still to be seen. So,
but yeah, I like him for Florida. I think he could give us some issues definitely down low.
That other guard, that Martin kid, Elijah Martin, that kid is pretty darn good. I mean, he was at FAU forever and ever and ever. So Lamont Butler knows a little bit about him, or maybe more. He knows a little bit about Lamont Butler. But he averages 15.2 points per ball game, 5.7 rebounds, which for a guard, once again, that is what I'm saying. We are talking about a 6'2" guard who averages almost 6 rebounds. That says all you need to know about this Florida team right there.
Oh, they're dogs. They fight. They fight. They have like a bunch of Otega Oways on their team.
Yeah.
It almost feels like, maybe not skill wise, but they're all dogs. They fight till the whistle blows. So you're gonna have to come out and you're gonna have to match that. Like you have to match that.
I mean, there's no question. So I mean, is it Richard? Isn't that kid the pronounce
Richard?
He even though it's literally just Richard, but I think
it's Richard.
I mean, once again, 5 rebounds per game for a 6'4" guard.
You know what I like though?
He's insane.
I like that the top 3 scoring options for them are all guards, because I think defensively that's where our success is. I think our guard defense is better than our post interior defense.
I'll completely agree. I would rather get beaten by Clayton Jr., Martin, and Richard than I would get beaten by
like EK. Remember when EK just took us to? He just worked us, man.
But I mean, not to get depressing, but I mean, there's long-term concerns there.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's why we need to shore that up now.
Yeah. We got to get better on the interior defense. I mean, and it's not just Amari. We're not picking.
Oh yeah.
Garrison and Carr have had their struggles. Both of them.
We're nitpicking on Amari so much because we see the flashes. Like we see how good he can be.
He puts it together. He can be an elite center for us.
Yeah.
But I predicted us to win this game yesterday, Carson. I'll do the same today, but I am definitely just a lot of bit stressed about this one. Now, one thing I will say, Carson, I'm yelling at you too, but I'm not really worried about you. Let's get fired up tomorrow in Rupp Arena. Seriously. I mean, we got to remember, I unfortunately can't because I have to, act like I have some sense up there, even though I don't. But let's get a good Rupp Arena crowd on Saturday. It's 11 in the morning. That's it's not going to be easy to make it a great crowd knowing it's so early, but it's also the number 6 team in college basketball coming to your house. The first home ranked game of the Mark Pope era, first SEC game of the Mark Pope era. It should not be hard to get fired up for this game tomorrow. And I mean, you make a difference, people going to the ball game tomorrow. So be loud. I think that's a big thing too. And be loud out of the gate because we need a big start in this game. Desperately, we need to start well. Be loud early. Don't get loud once we're down 10-2.
You can't start this game. You can't start this game down 10-2 either. I mean, Florida is not a team that you're going to want to get behind on at all. So you're going to have to start and finish the same way, and that's fast.
Yes, I completely agree with you. So that is the number one thing that I'm paying attention to for the crowd is let's be loud. But that to me, Carson, I'll be honest with you. The Lamont playing well against Walter Clinton Jr. is a big deal. Rebounding is massive. Shooting the 3 ball is massive. But to me, I don't think any of it matters if it's 13-2 or 13-5 early in the game and we can't hit the broadside of a bar. We got to start this game hot. I mean, I think that's your key to win. You got to play well in the beginning. So
I agree. I completely agree.
All right, Carson, give me a score prediction and an MVP in this ball game. You want me to go first? I've been making you go first.
Yeah, you go first.
I've been making you go first. I think that this is going to end up being two teams that – what does Florida average points per game wise? Let's see. They average 87.4, which puts them – because we average –
we average like 93.6 or around there. We were the number one team in the country.
We average 89 now. We did. We dropped. But we're number like 4. So they're in the top 15. So what point is, it's 2 high-scoring basketball teams, but I think things get a little grittier in SEC play.
Plus,
I think
everyone knows about the SEC referees. I mean, come on.
Oh,
you're getting at least 10.
You're going to get 4 free throws tomorrow, Carson.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, you might. That could happen.
Yeah.
So I think that we win this ball game 79-76. I think that Kobe Brea is going to get open a lot. I think he's going to score. He's going to make 4 or 5 threes tomorrow. But I think it's a close game. It's going to be a great game, and I'm so fired up to be in attendance for it. Carson, score prediction, MVP.
Yeah, I think it's a little higher scoring. I got 87-84.
Okay.
And 3-point difference as well. But I got Ortega because I think Ortega is the guy that can match their dog in him.
Yeah.
He's got the physicality. I think he sets the tone for us and gets some big steals and just makes the game a little faster paced than they want it to be.
Yeah.
So I think Ortega is going to be the player of the game.
It would be really good if Ortega could go on one of those personal 6-0 runs.
Yeah, that's what we need
to start the game. I mean, that would be ideal.
Plus, to get the crowd into it. I mean, you need something.
Stealing the big dunk early. That stuff helps out a lot. I'm with you. Well, listen, that's going to do it for us this week. Hit that subscribe button. We are like
50 away,
47 now away from 2K subscribers. And I know there's some people in that household that are closing their eyes right now, a little terrified. But so hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 2K. We're gonna do on a Monday morning, 20 inches of snow, slip and slide party. It's gonna be great. But hit that button, really helps us out. We appreciate y'all. And we will be back early next week. I believe we play Tuesday, Carson. Yes, we play Tuesday. So we will be at y'all on Monday. Talking about what happened against Florida and previewing our matchup with Georgia.
Here we go.
Tomorrow.
SEC ball. Tomorrow.
Woo! Tomorrow. Go Cats. We will see y'all on Monday.